Hello and welcome to this virtual site tour. Before I get onto the site tour, I'm going to give you a bit of a background about who I am and who I work for. My name's Colm Nolan and I work for Wates Residential, which forms part of the larger Wates Group. The Wates Group is currently turning over about 1.63 billion and employs about 4,000 staff, 186 of those who are currently apprentices and trainees. My life in construction began in 2008 when I started a civil engineering degree at the University of Southampton. I completed the 4-year master's degree in 2012 and began working for a competitor in the City of London. I moved to Wates in 2016 where I completed 2 large commercial schemes before making the switch to Wates Residential in April this year. I've recently taken up the role as project manager on the Napier and New Plymouth house scheme for the joint venture between Wates Developments and Havering Council. In mid-2019, work began on site at Rainham to demolish these 2 existing tower blocks to make way for the new scheme. The new scheme consists of 3 distinct blocks. Block A contains 51 affordable units, Block B contains 73 affordable units, and Block C contains 2 affordable units and 71 private units. The structure of the 3 blocks is primarily a reinforced concrete frame, and the building is then clad in traditional brickwork. As this CGI shows, the 3 blocks vary in height, ranging from 3 stories to 10 stories. There's not a lot happening on site at the minute, but I'll show you what we've got for the time being. At the minute we're struggling with deliveries coming down Dunedin Road, and the main focus point of the start of the project is, if we look at the opposite elevation, as you can see in the background, is to have deliveries come in through a newly formed gate and hoarding off the main road. At the minute on site, as you can see, we've just got a piling mat installed ready for piling. The current planned piling start date is the 29th of June, where we will have 2 rigs piling all 3 blocks simultaneously, and after about 3 or 4 weeks we have the groundworkers starting, coming through with the following pile cap trade. During the initial planning stages of the project, it was suggested that the site might be on an area of archaeological interest, and therefore a pre-commencement planning condition was put in place to allow the Museum of London archaeologists to dig 12 trial trenches on site to see if they discovered anything. During their works on site a couple of weeks ago, they did find some areas of interest, and as such we've had to leave some trenches open whilst they prepare their mitigation reports for sign-off by Historic England. We can see here trial trench 2, which we dug down. It's approximately 3 metres by 10 metres by about 1 metre deep, and then pits you can see in the middle were actually hand dug by the archaeologists as they traced various routes through the soil where they thought they were going to find some bits and pieces. All they've found so far are some evidence of some man-made ditches. They've followed the ditches, as you can see, and in one of them they found a man-made cutting tool from a piece of flint, which they want to further test at their laboratory. What this means for us is we're currently on hold, obviously, until they come back with their reports and have their mitigation signed off by Historic England, and they're due back next week to finish their dig and get this pre-commencement planning condition signed off so we can begin piling. I appreciate there's not a lot going on out on site at the minute, but I look forward to giving you an update in a few months' time, and also the upcoming Q&A session. Thank you.